Welcome to the Abundance Journey, the show that helps spiritual entrepreneurs create an abundance mindset that accelerates revenue. Secretly, everything you experience in your life is actually abundance. Once you understand how to activate abundance, you find yourself in flow with your business and clients, so it's easy to create the revenue you want. The Abundance Journey is the only show that activates abundance for you, so you enjoy rapid results in your business. Here's your host, the Abundance Ambassador, Elaine Starling.
Hi, this is Elaine Starling, and I am delighted to chat with you today about loving yourself to abundance. I know it seems a little weird, doesn't it? Because usually we are focused on everything outside ourselves, looking for abundance on the outside, looking for money, connections, cool stuff, unusual experiences. Well, I got to tell you, it actually comes from loving yourself enough so that you can experience the abundance that you want on the outside. It's an inside to outside job. Everything you want on the outside is generated on the inside first. And that's why I wanted to explain to you how this actually works, because a lot of people get hung up here and think that it's really complicated, and it's not. In fact, you already have everything you need to create incredible abundance in your life. Now, I'm not talking about winning $1 million tomorrow. That's not the kind of abundance I'm referring to. I'm talking about the energy that you create in your body, the excitement, the delight, the wonder. I call it, yeah, baby, energy. Because when you get into that space where you're just excited, delighted, you don't know what's coming, and it doesn't really matter because you know you're going to have a blast no matter what happens. And you know you're capable and resourceful enough to handle it if there's a challenge that comes up. When you're in that space, you're wide open and ready to receive. And that is the beginning of everything you want. Being in gratitude with that yeah, baby energy starts to snowball to create the abundance that you want in your life. Now, you know me. I always start every single episode of the Abundance Journey with an intention. An intention is how you want to feel and what you want to create during our time together. And it's super important to do this because if you don't deliberately select an intention that's something you want to create, the natural human default intention is to protect yourself, to play small, to shut yourself down, instead of opening yourself up to receive the abundance that you want. It all starts with that intention. So that's why it's really important that we do this. And science is catching up. Quantum physics already says what you put your attention on is what you create. So when you put your attention on your intention, you get to create your intention. And it comes together beautifully, better than you could ever have imagined. Also, psychiatrists have something they've identified that's called priming. It's similar to an intention. If you read a series of unsupportive words and then you take a test, you'll do a lot worse on the test than if you read a series of supportive words. When you read the supportive words, you do way better than normal on the test. So everything that we're doing here with the intention is activating your subconscious peripheral vision. It's basically telling your subconscious, here's what we're trying to create. So you know that stuff that normally I don't pay attention to, that's just random, a conversation I might overhear. This time, I want you to call my attention to it because anything that matches my intention, that will help me achieve my intention, that's something I need to know about. So we're just activating that subconscious peripheral vision and again, opening ourselves up to receive more abundance. Now, one of the challenging parts of holding an intention is I'm going to read the intention and then I'm going to time us for 78 seconds. And you're just going to hold that intention for 78 seconds. And I guarantee it will feel like forever. It really will. It always does. Don't let that bother you. You can pick up on one or two words and just repeat them over and over to yourself that have the energy that you want to create. It feels good in your body. The other thing to do is pay attention to the sensations that you feel in your body because we're getting the energy moving. We're aligning with the divine and explaining this is where we want to go in our divine GPS. We're getting the attention of the divine with in love and light. To me, that is acknowledging that the God of your understanding is an active participant in helping you create your intention. And then we declare the intention, we say thank you. And at the very end, I say it is done. And that's a reminder to me that I'm done typing. I put the address in. I don't have to keep typing. I don't have to keep talking. Now I just hold that energy. And I want to hold it for 78 seconds because human beings have a very short attention span. Right now, the latest estimate is we have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. Kind of scary. There's a whole lot going on upstairs. And in order to get the divine to truly partner with you, you've got to hold that vibration for 78 seconds, long enough for the divine to think, aha, they're serious about this one. So we're going to go ahead and help them achieve this particular thing because they're being serious. They're actually holding the energy. All right, that's the whole science behind it. That's some of the insights behind it. So rather than just keep talking about it, let's go ahead and do this fun thing. In love and light, we hold the intention that we choose to embody a higher vibration every day, loving ourselves enough to savor every moment as a blessing of divine expansion. Thank you, divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. We give thanks, and so it is. Wow, that was really powerful. I absolutely loved that. I really felt it. I kept honing in on divine expansion, and I felt this ripple of energy going up and down through my body. And I felt like this was like a divine happy dance, an energy happy dance of all this cool energy going on. So, how cool is that? Well, let me take you through kind of what's happening and how you can love yourself into abundance. So, the first thing to be aware of is that you are so much more powerful than you know, so incredibly powerful. You shape your reality. And the way you shape your reality, you don't necessarily control the circumstances. I mean, if there's an earthquake, there's an earthquake. That wasn't you doing it, it just happened. Regardless of what happens, you control yourself and the meaning you give things and where you put your attention, your focus. And the most important thing you can do to harness your own power is to set your intention, what we just did. And it's incredibly powerful when you do this. Everybody thinks, oh, yeah, but I don't want to waste all that time holding that intention. 78 seconds, that was an eternity. There are things I got to do. Well, trust me, when you set your intention and you hold it for 78 seconds, you are expediting the process. Instead of chasing your tail, trying to figure things out and just going at it with a knee jerk, I got to protect myself. No. You've made a statement. This is what I want to create. And this goes out into the quantum field. And you are tapping into eternal awareness of all that is. You are tapping into the divine. And the God of your understanding is supporting you in creating that intention. You're not all on your own. You are automatically divinely guided to just the right resources, just the right people, just the right ideas. It's all going to be given to you, but you have to declare where you're going. Just like typing into GPS, if you don't type an address, you're just going to sit in your car. You're not going to go anywhere. So the very first thing is to decide where you want to go by creating your intention, what you want to create and how you want to feel while you're creating it. The second thing that I want you to be totally aware of, absolutely everything that you experience, no matter how upsetting or confusing or frustrating or anxiety producing or loving, right? Whatever you experience is designed to be a blessing for you. Not all blessings feel great. It is a blessing because it's there to help you expand spiritually. It's there for your divine expansion. And it's up to you to notice the blessing that's there. I've shared a story many, many times before about trying to back my husband's truck out of a tight parking space and somebody honking at me, and I got really ticked off. And I was thinking all these terrible things about this person. I didn't even notice if they were honking at me. I just assumed they were. But I was making up this story, and I heard the divine go, wait a minute, time out. Everything is designed to be a blessing for you. You're making up a story that somehow this is not a blessing for you. The story is your responsibility. You need to make up a different story, one that shows this is a blessing for you. And I really had to think about it because I was ticked off in a big way, and I was enjoying being ticked off, and I didn't really want to have to change that perspective. But I realized there were a couple of different reasons why somebody might have honked, so that I wouldn't run into something or to give me that thumbs up that I had enough room to get out, as I did. And I suddenly realized it's up to me to let the blessing in. I'm the only one who can let the blessing in for me. I'm the only one who can let love in for me. I'm the only one who can let joy and wonder and delight and excitement in for me. You can wish it for me all you want, but unless I choose to make up a story where I tell myself that I'm excited, I'm delighted, this is wonderful, and I can't wait to see what happens, unless I talk myself into that yeah, baby energy, nobody can get me there. Dragging me, kicking and screaming is not going to work. I have to choose it. That's another superpower that you have, the superpower of choice. You choose over and over again. You choose your intention, and you choose to recognize the blessing that is there for you in the moment. And often it's not obvious. Just like my trying to pull out of that parking place, that was not obvious. It really took me a long time to kind of dig down into, well, what could be a positive interpretation of this? And then that mind-blowing blessing of, it's up to me to let that in. I control if this is a good thing or not based on the stories that I make up in my own head about this situation. And no matter what the situation is, I can make up a story that turns it into a blessing. And that is my responsibility, not anybody else's. So that's step 2, is make up stories that illustrate the blessings that are there for you. And the blessings are always designed to help you expand divinity, expand your own divinity. Now, there are always and only 2 conversations happening in any experience. One conversation is a fear conversation, and it's when someone's angry or upset or overwhelmed or frustrated or they're just tearing their hair out. That is when someone is caught in a space of fear. The other conversation is where somebody's really excited about something. Maybe their book just came out, or they got a new client, or they're going on this date with this really cool person. They're excited about something that's happening in their life. And that is love energy. They want to have you celebrate with them. And it's super easy for you to just step into that higher celebration energy from wherever you are, tap into their energy and celebrate with them. The fear energy doesn't feel as good. And yet, this is the divine calling your name. Whenever you notice that it's a fear-based conversation, the divine is asking you to step up with supportive love and grateful compassion. Supportive love to help them understand the blessings that are there for them. When they're ready, they have to own their emotions, they have to accept where they are. And when they get to that point where they've processed a bit about where they are and their frustrations, and they're ready to see the blessing, you can help point out how talented they are, how skilled they are, the opportunities that are present, and all the different things that could be a blessing for them. Because often we're just too close to see it ourselves. And when you can be that objective perspective for someone, that's incredibly powerful. Now, here's a little tip. You're having a conversation in your own head all the time. And about 90% of our thoughts are negative thoughts. Believe it or not, they're negative thoughts. They're fear-based thoughts. So how often do you stop and offer supportive love and grateful compassion to yourself? I know. It's not the norm, is it? And yet, only you can let love in. Only you can let the blessings in for yourself. There is no one more powerful than you to offer that supportive love and grateful compassion to yourself. Think about that. That is a game changer. Only 2 conversations. Join in the celebration. Bring out that celebration when you have something worth celebrating. And even if you don't, make it up. I heard birds singing this morning. It was awesome. It made me smile. And I just had the best time listening to the birds. It doesn't have to be a massive, I just solved world hunger kind of win. Okay. Most of our wins aren't. Most of our wins are little bitty wins. Celebrate. Find things to celebrate in your life. Bring your own energy up and feel this grateful compassion for yourself, that you're leading yourself to abundance. You are loving yourself to abundance. So beautiful. You know, there's a wonderful woman out there, Marissa Peer. She's a very talented hypnotherapist. And she talks about the key things that every single child wants. Frankly, every single adult wants too. We all want to feel loved, safe, connected to other people, significant, meaning we're valued by other people. We're important to other people. We also want to feel heard and seen. Those are the 6 things. The first one is we want to feel loved. Secondly, safe. We want to feel connected to other people. Fourth, we want to feel valuable and important, significant. And then the 5th one is we want to feel heard. The 6th one is we want to feel seen. Again, when we don't get this as a child, we immediately think, oh, there must be something wrong with me. And that's why I don't feel loved. That's why I feel insignificant. There's something wrong with me. And then we start assigning all these limiting beliefs that reinforce this mistaken belief that for some reason we're not measuring up in these 6 areas. Now, isn't it interesting that now that you know just how incredibly powerful you are, that you've set your intention and that you are noticing the blessings that are present for you, you're letting the blessings in and you're giving blessings to yourself by telling stories that turns everything into a blessing. Well, now you can give yourself, your inner child, exactly what they want. I really encourage you to do this every day. You don't necessarily have to do it out loud, but I highly recommend that you do this out loud in front of a mirror. I love myself. I am safe. I am so connected to people who love and adore me. I am significant. I have value and I'm important to people that matter to me. I feel heard. I'm listening to myself and I pay attention to my own thoughts and my own feelings, and I feel seen because I am showing up for myself in higher, better ways. I'm lifting my energy into higher vibration energy and automatically expanding my divinity. Wow, that has incredible power. Now, there are often times when things are not quite going the way you want them to, right? Because we have this vision of what we want, and then inevitably there are a few sidetracks and things go off kilter. It happens to everybody. Well, I got to tell you, here's what's going on. It was really interesting in reading the book Power versus Force and also The Map of Consciousness Explained by David Hawkins. Both books are amazing. And in both books, David Hawkins, the author, says when you commit to showing up at the level of love, of 500 vibration or above, the opposite automatically shows up too. You can't have one without the other because we live in a dual world, a world of duality. And so inevitably, you get both. But the important thing is, when the stuff you don't want shows up, you have to put your attention, your focus on everything that is working for you. And it's working for you if it's aligned with your intention, what you want to create and how you want to feel about it. That's the key. See, what happens when you start to go a little off kilter, you've accidentally put your attention on what is not working for you. And trust me, there's a whole lot of things that are not working for you. At first, it feels like a needle in a haystack trying to find something, anything that's aligning with your intention. And it always starts with how you feel. When you notice how you feel, and you notice that your energy, that you can get your energy up, you can stand up and shake your body for a minute, a whole minute where you shake your hands really hard and you shake your legs and you shake your head around and you just wiggle and jiggle. That movement creates an immediate shift in your body and it makes your body feel really happy. And so your mind starts to get happy too because your body just did something really happy. It's a happy dance. There are lots of different ways that you can shake your state into a higher state. So all that's happening when things are not going the way you want it to, the divine is asking you to recommit to your intention. Are you really truly wanting that intention? Okay, you say you want it. Step 2, put your attention on the things that are aligning with your intention. Stop paying attention to things that don't work. They're still there. It doesn't matter that they're still there. They will fall away. You don't have to give them any energy or any attention. You can let them just disappear like smoke on the breeze. It's really that simple. I know it seems like it is complicated, but it's not. It's that simple. Step 1, set your intention. Step 2, realize that everything is a blessing for you. Step 3, turn every single story in your head away from fear and into a blessing for you. Step 4, there's only 2 conversations that you're having with any other person or with yourself. If it's a fear-based conversation that you're having with yourself, remember to give yourself supportive love and grateful compassion, because this is an expansion moment for you. It's really ironic, but all of the barriers that you encounter, this is like a neon sign from the divine going, hey, biggest blessings are hidden right here under this barrier, under this limiting belief. Just look here and you will experience a massive transformation. That's the message that's coming through. And so instead of avoiding those things, now you can look at them courageously with supportive love and grateful compassion for yourself and your willingness to show up at that level. Remember, there's just the 2 conversations. It's either a fear-based conversation or it's a love conversation where you get to celebrate yourself and always have something, anything that you can celebrate. Then make sure you talk to yourself about those fundamental emotional needs that we all need to have met. I am loved. I am connected. I am safe. I am important. I am heard. I am seen. All of those are super important for you to reinforce over and over and over again. And whenever things aren't going the way you want them to, recommit to your intention and focus your attention on everything that's aligned with your intention. It's that simple if you want to create abundance in your life. And abundance can show up really, really quickly in unexpected ways. Stick around. We're going to activate abundance in just a minute. Hi, it's Elaine Starling, the Abundance Ambassador. And I know since you're listening to this show or watching this show, The Abundance Journey, you really want to experience more abundance in your life. Well, that's why I wrote the book, 5 Steps to Activate Your Abundance. It's available for sale right now from Amazon, from barnesandnoble.com, and many international sellers. And I want you to pick up a copy because I'm really opening the kimono here and sharing all of the information you need to experience abundance in every single aspect of your life. The book's divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is called Meeting the Divine. This is where I share my near-death experience and the conversation I got to have with our higher power during my stroke. In Part 2, Messages from the Divine, I share the best practices that I was given, the secret sauce in how life actually works. And so you understand really why you're here and how you can make the most of your life so you love every single moment. And then in the Part 3 is Partnering with the Divine. That's where I go into each of the 5 steps to activate your abundance and explain exactly why it works so well. So take a moment to pick up a copy. It's available as an ebook, a paperback book, an audiobook, and a video course. So however you like to absorb information, abundance is waiting for you. Okay, I covered a lot of ground just now, and I'm really grateful that you're here with me to understand how you can love yourself into abundance. That's step 1 is gratitude. Because if you're willing to hear this conversation and you've made it this far, you're really committed to your own excellence and your own spiritual growth. And I commend you for that. You will make a massive difference in the world and you will experience a richly rewarding life because of this commitment. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Step 2 is to acknowledge something you heard that was a bit of an aha for you. And I think the thing that a lot of people don't realize is abundance always starts with the emotion. It starts with how you feel. And that intention is the key to opening you up to receive the abundance you want, because it's basically you're declaring, this is the kind of abundance I want to experience. And when you are willing to go there and set your intention, you start to notice things are showing up for you. It gives you a certain level of clarity. You don't have to have all the answers. Just like when you're typing an address into your GPS, you don't know exactly whether you're going to make a right turn or a left turn or merge on the freeway or pull off to get gas. You don't know when you're just starting out, and you don't need to know. Well, as you are living your life, once you've set your intention, you are guided to exactly what you want in your life. And it always shows up for you in perfect divine timing. So step 2 is to acknowledge something you heard that's an aha for you. The aha is abundance starts with an emotion, and the best way to activate your abundance is to set your intention. Step 3 is to appreciate the difference it can make in your life. Well, when you set your intention and you do it deliberately, the default intention is to stay safe and play small and shut yourself down and close yourself off from opportunities and abundance and awareness. It's the opposite of what you actually want. When you deliberately set your intention, you open yourself up to receive. That's the difference. And when you're in that receptive mode, you're on fire. You don't care what comes in because you know it's a blessing and you know you can shape it into a blessing for yourself. And you're the only one who can. You have this incredible power that you can turn everything in your awareness into a blessing for yourself. Wow. Step 4 is to activate it. And we've got 3 ways we can do that. Grab a calendar and schedule time to do this. Really won't work for this kind of an idea. The second thing is to create a physical trigger, like crossing your fingers or tugging on your earlobe as a reminder that you're going to turn everything into a blessing. You're going to set your intention, and then every experience you have, you're going to look for the blessing that's hidden within it. The third option is to make a declaration and tell people, this is what I'm doing. So I want you to be an accountability buddy for me. And if I'm kind of going down into the dark pit of despair, I want you to stop me and remind me that I get to turn it into a blessing. And let's make this a game. Let's make this a really fun blessing game. And just say, hey, we're playing the blessing game today. I don't know where you're going, but I'm going to the blessings. Why don't you join me here? Where are the blessings? I'm going to be playing the blessing game. And I want you to call me on it if you ever encounter me being negative, because we all go there from time to time. We are human beings, and we tend to have this knee-jerk reaction to things. And I want to commit to you that I am going to shape my experience so that I love myself enough to live into a life of perpetual abundance. Step 5, celebrate your progress. Isn't this cool? It's not rocket science. It's not like you need 5 degrees before you can experience this abundance. It's not hard. It can be a little bit of a brain teaser when you look at a situation and go, I really am not seeing the blessing in this yet. And that's where it's great if you can have some accountability partners, have people that you play with on the blessing game, and get them to help you see, what are the blessings here? And often I find the blessings that show up for me are I have an opportunity to use a skill that I'm not consistent with. For example, the divine will remind me listening is a really good skill. Compassionate, loving listening is a great thing for you to do, Elaine. That's one of them. And the other thing is, remember that I let blessings in. So it's up to me to create a story that lets the blessing into me, allows me to receive the blessing. I am so grateful that you're stepping up in this way. You are so amazing. You're so talented. You are so needed on the planet at this time. Thank you for joining me here today. And please, please, please love yourself to abundance. I'll see you next time for the Abundance Journey.
You've been listening to the Abundance Journey Show with Elaine Starling. Visit theabundancejourney.com/podcast gifts to access today's gift, as well as gifts from our other guests. Tune in every week to activate abundance in your life and business. If something resonated with you, please share it with your friends so they can benefit too. Keep activating abundance, and we'll see you in the next episode.